Welcome, 7th grade. This is Mr. Rush, and welcome to your first lesson online. Now, I've already recorded a couple of these, so I'm going to be putting them up on my YouTube page so you guys can reference them and go back to them at any time you guys might need to. In the future, you'll know where to find the stuff if it's talking about it later on, maybe in high school, maybe, I don't know, anytime. So, let's begin. Now, I created this map to show you guys basically this is what the world looks like. Now, if you remember, let me come out of here a little bit. If you remember, the first things we studied were Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, and China. Now, remember, each one of these places were built on a major river. You guys already know a lot of this, but good to remind you. Tigris and Euphrates River right here. The Nile River right here. The Yangtze River. Now, the Yangtze is up here. This is the Huang River. Remember the Himalayas cut off India and China. This is the Ganges River down here, and the Indus River is up here. Now, the reason I made the map like this is to show you that this side of the world is monotheistic. This side is still polytheistic. Now, let me explain. Where this black line represents is really the cutoff point for one of the major empires. Now, the major empire, you guys know, but I'm going to remind you anyway later on. The guy went from Greece and got stopped at India. He took over this whole area. I'm going to show you more later. This whole area. Since he didn't get across to India, India became isolated. They became by themselves. They weren't in contact with anybody else, China or this side of the world. They had cut themselves off. China was the same way because of the Himalaya mountains. They were stuck on this side of the world. So, let me come out of this for a second and show you guys something real quick. I'm going to use this weird looking color. And I'm going to draw all over this. All the way over it. I'm going to draw all the way over this. And all the way over this. Now, the reason I did that is because to show you guys that there are hold on, let's go back in. There are 1, 2, 3 separate cultures. So, why is this important? Because the Silk Road and the Indian trade route is what culturally diffused these 3 cultures. So things would travel across the Silk Road. They had to have a land route, basically a land route and a water route. So they traveled over the Silk Road. No one ever traveled all the way. They would stop at different places along the way, trading and trading and trading. And Greece would get things from China, India, all types of stuff, gunpowder being one of them. And Greece would send back things as well. One of the things Greece had that this side of the world didn't have was horses. So Greece would send back horses and things of that nature to China. New animal, they didn't know what it was, but it was fast and it did a lot of things. So the Silk Road was very important in bringing these three cultures together. This is why cultural diffusion is an important word. It tells you that when you diffuse something, you put it together and it becomes a larger culture. So these guys started doing things that China people were doing over there. They was using China spices and things of that nature. And these guys over here began riding horses and planting different kinds of food and things and stuff like that. India is the same way. India, even though India didn't trade as much with these guys, they traded through this route. So you'll find a lot of West Indians and you'll find a lot of people mixed in this area here, as in different kinds of cultures, Arabs, Indians, and that type of thing. So let's go to the next slide and look at the questions we're going to ask for this. You have 3 questions for this lesson. Name 7 things that were traded along the Silk Road. How did the area that Alexander conquered influence the United States? Now, I'm going to tell you, it's on the map. If you look at the map, it'll let you know, it'll tell you what we are, how we are similar to the area of the world that Alexander conquered. One of them is the United States is a republic, like ancient Greece. And that's why I put that as an example. During Alexander's empire, how many major cultures were there? I already gave you guys the answer to that, so it shouldn't be too hard. So this is the first video. Good luck, and see you guys in class, I guess. Oh yeah, like I told the 8th grade, I'm going to work on my YouTube voice, so, tell me if it sounds great. You don't have to comment on anything like that. I don't want those. Goodbye.